shot! Max has to shot PRC! The jump be in the air, and the gunshot so close to chip!
Oh my god, get in there!
Razzo's gotta get in the beam! Oh, double KO!
I'm Katie, better known as Razzo, and these are the matches that made me.
Get him seated for the grand finals of the Almost Pro 10K Open here for Guilty Gear. Get in your guys' seats. Let's go ahead, get to the commentators, get this show on the road.
So during the first year or two of Strive, especially, there was a limited offline scene, but it was like growing basically like every year, which means that some tournaments were kind of just left like unnoticed. And Pax West was definitely one of them. This like grand prize of like 4,000 for the winner. I had just decided like the week before, like, oh wow, like they're running this. Like I could just go and I could kind of clean up.
Oh, the throw gets baited. So yeah, it's that. Razzo moving on in the winner's side.
I had never really made it to a top 8 stage much before this game. At the time, I only made like top 8 like 2 or 3 times before this, if at all. To make it on stage at something as big as PAX, for my first ever time at PAX especially, was a pretty big deal to me.
Let's get them out here. Razzo, come on out.
That top 8, I went in blinds, like basically not knowing anyone in the scene. I was very new, very shy. When I made it to top 8, between the start of the tournament and that top 8, I had actually like, I would say like befriended a few people. And one of those was CG. CG is super friendly, super kind. I think we might've just like shared like a couple talks or 2. I just remember CG being good company. I remember also in that top 8, there was Mira, there was Eli. People in that top 8 were pretty much all friendly to me. It was super sweet.
But let's go ahead and see if we can drum up some anger and get your opponent out here. Put your hands together for CG!
So this like pre-match talk smack, whatever, like, I was like, I don't have it in my heart, man. Like, I literally just met you, you know? Like, I was like, man, I hope I win this. I don't know. Like, soul's kind of broken, but.
Listen, last time they met, it was a chit chat. Now we in grand finals, we got a conversation. They're gonna get to know each other, absolutely.
In grand finals, I felt mostly that I had to play, I would say, fairly safe in neutral. Back then, like Soul, I'm pretty sure got like a full combo off 6H counter hit. Like it was insane. Any random like outburst in neutral that I do could just get stuffed by a 6H and like half my health. What I at least remember was like I played more like revered. I held it back a bit in neutral, but then when I got on offense, I don't think CG was nearly as familiar with like what Leo did, especially like in his stance. Guard crush back then was super overtuned, and it did like 60%, 70% if I just did guard crush in a super.
CG coming in here with that new energy, defeating the likes of too much damage.
Yep, and it's about to do so much right now.
Ow.
Crazy, break the glass right there.
It put them in a tough spot if I ever got into backstern stance, so that's pretty much just what I focused on.
Oh, no. Nice conversion.
Make a combo.
Missed the combo. Oh, Dragon Punch right there. Going to RC to keep the momentum.
This might be a super.
Oh, that's game. And just like that, Razzo just take it.
I'm pretty sure I win. I'm in like a bear hoodie, I think. Like a kind of like cosplay hoodie that I had ordered online. Something they don't tell you when like you try to like show out for the crowd or show out for an event like this is like there's so much more than just playing. It's like, oh man, like I actually need to make sure I have all my stuff when I get up. Like I gotta get my headphones off, but I also gotta keep the hood on. But I also like need to fix my hair. Also like, wait, I had a badge on somewhere. Like I was literally just like scrambling to like grab whatever I needed to like get up properly. Like I guess like position myself, the line of like the top 8 people and all that. And then they're like, oh, pick up the thing. Like I'm like, oh my god, okay. Like it's like nerve-wracking in its own way to just like. It's like now it's like everyone's looking at you because you won. And it's like, oh my gosh. I was like, wow, I am not used to this at all. And I'm just here in my little like my cute little bear hoodie. Just like, what do I do? I think this match made me get very used to being on a stage, seeing a whole like crowd of people, like all chairs filled as far as I can count, and like people even past that. It's really one of the first times I really got to like stop and like notice that. It's also the first time I felt really like confident, I would say, just like being myself. I think this is like an important step for my FGC career as far as who I met at this tournament, who I would go on to meet. I think it built me as a person. Like, it got me the confidence to continue being myself, continue being authentic.
And you can go lift that trophy too. This is the part where you get to lift the trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, Razzo! There we go. You can stay up there, lift it up. We got to get some good B-roll.
I wasn't as nervous about wearing things on stage that I like wasn't used to wearing. I won a tournament in a bear hoodie, so it's like, well, the next step could be like, I don't know, like a cosplay or something. Someone really sweet had offered me to try on like some of their cosplays. I saw the Makoto one in their closet and they're like, yo, you can borrow this since I'm probably not gonna wear this for the event. I'm like, okay, sick. I get my own theme as well. One of my friends like made a theme for me. Super hype in the moment. At the time, I believe I was still non-binary. So I was like, I'm wearing this Makoto wig, this Makoto cosplay. I think I like this. I wonder what's up with that. At the same time, there was the news about some kind of like abortion rights being taken away, I believe, ruled by the Supreme Court. So I was like, you know what, like I'm mad about this. I'll just take my anger out on this. And it made a lot of people mad. In the ring, it made a lot of people hype. I remember it brought a few people to like tears even. And I didn't realize like how much of an impact it would have on like for other people and like for myself as well. I don't really mention it as like a match that made me because I feel like it's just a moment that made me. There's no one set against a player where I felt like this is where it happened. It happened like in my intro to get up on stage against, I think, like Jonathan, but I kind of just like, get washed afterwards.
I have two things to say. Trans rights.
Talk to him.
Let them know. And the Supreme Court.
Oh, but I think it's ready to start, guys. Who's ready for game 2, y'all? Button check? It's a button check. I'm so sorry.
They're holding up they're all like, wait.
Think about it for a second. Okay, guys, this is for real now. I promise, I'm not lying. Let's go. Game 2 here. Man, I wonder how they're feeling.
Common Breaker is really important to me because it is my first ever event that I've attended. First ever offline event for the FGC. I kind of just went on a whim back in like 2018. I like saved up money here and there. I asked my aunt, like, could I please stay over a couple of days? And I had a blast. I was like, I didn't know the FGC was like this. This is so cool.
No gun. Oh! Gets the pickup game 1 there to UMISHO.
At the time, I did not know UMISHO. This was the first time we've met up offline. First time UMISHO's actually just been offline at all. I would say we were both like still figuring out ourselves, and I held a bit of a grudge. Just they play Broken Happy Chaos. This character is just so absurd. It felt like they had no remorse. Meeting them offline, seeing, well, like how short she was, and also like non-threatening, I was like, well, okay, maybe Happy Chaos players aren't all that bad. Maybe they have some nice intentions. You know, like I consider UMISHO a pretty close friend nowadays, but at least back then, for sure, I was definitely salty from how many sets we ran online. Behind the screen, it's like you don't know who the other person is. You're like, man, this person, like the way they play, it's like they hate me. And I would go on to ask her afterwards, like, I thought the way you play, like I thought you hated me. And she was like, I thought you hated me. I was like, wait, really? I was like, I guess you could see it that way because I play Leo. I kind of just run at you.
I love the way he walks by. That's how I walk by people at Combo Breaker. I'm like, yo, what up?
So Leo versus Chaos at the time, it would go on to be a matchup of all time, kind of like Leo versus Nago. I'm just like, oh man, I'm so sick of this. A lot of people on Twitch chat would just be like, man, it's Leo all over again, it's Nago all over again. When you're a competitor, it's just like you play these things all the time. I'd imagine for melee players, it's like they're Fox, they're Falco, they're Puff, they're Marth. At the time, 2D was safe on blocks, so you literally would just send it. You would just throw it downtown with dash momentum. As long as you space it decently well, Chaos could not do anything. That was like your best shot at winning neutral. It was like your only shot at winning neutral. And whenever that wasn't happening, you were either blocking his gun or you were pressuring him.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a block. Right after on the 2P, now there's a chance here. UMISHO's out of concentration. Great awareness from Razzo.
I was very comfortable. I think I had just ran casuals with Lost Soul at the time. My angle was to test like their offline reactions, if they're looking for something actively or if they're just already gonna do this thing no matter what, and they're just gonna rotate either a set of options or they're just gonna, you know, delay jab a little bit or like delay throw a little bit. I think nowadays I would just call it like her kind of playing like a bot. Like, didn't feel organic. It felt very like inhuman and just like she would always do this thing.
It just holds its all the 5 hours of death. A-E-I-O-U. The 5 hours of death. Stop.
When I was like 2-1, like if I win the tournament. And I definitely started to catch on to a couple different just like tendencies and tried to look out for that. At the time, I wasn't as experienced with that, but I did have this sense that like, okay, I have this offline experience, you don't. There is something I can take advantage of here.
No, what a miss! Oh my God, this is gonna hurt so much. This is the corner carry for sure. Razzo's in trouble. Is this gonna be a wall splat? Wow, did it kill though? Blue RC, assess it now, Blue RC.
Goes in with the boom. Defense here.
Oh no! Oh my God, no FD double that you're gonna use all of your resources.
This is back the shot! Back the shot, PRC! The jumpy in the air, the gunshot so close to chip.
Oh my God, get in there!
Razzo's gotta get in the boom. Oh, double KO! It's gonna go on to another round.
To be playing UMISHO of all people, and to have a moment like that, I don't know if it's even like shown like on the official streams or like VODs, but when that happens, we both like immediately like turn to each other and just like, we're just like, what? Like what just happened? At the time it was super cute. It's definitely one of my favorite moments like in fighting games in a set that's ever happened to me.
Not enough to kill, reapplies the curse. Razzo, you need an answer, but you can't find one. UMISHO moving on to winners finals here in a nail biter against Razzo.
I would definitely say this started our like rivalry throughout most of Strive's lifespan. Yeah, we go on to fight in almost like 10 different grand finals, I want to say, like between like side events at like tournaments, and there'll be like these like pseudo majors, like smash events that ran Strive on the side. We would end up making it to grand in those. I feel like we just were kind of like destined to be rivals as soon as she like made the commitment, like, okay, I'm gonna go offline, I'm gonna try to show that I'm the best, and I'm just like, I'm not letting you.
Oh, but the boom right through. I love that option from Razzo, knowing that UMISHO was gonna hide behind it to try to recoup.
Welcome back again to, now this is Losers Finals. We got Gouda against Razzo.
Before Strive, I played BB Tag. Referencing the Combo Breaker of 2018, when I went there to play Mortal Kombat 9. It was a retro throwback tournament. Kind of unrelated to BB Tag entirely, but trust me, we'll get there. We get to the venue, and I'm looking around, I'm waiting for my match in MK9. I ended up having to play Sonic, went about as good as you can expect. After that, I was like, wow, I had a great time, even still. And there's so many people here playing like other games I've never heard of. Like, what do I do now? Because they're probably not running this game again. I kind of like circled around the whole venue, and I saw a demo for BB Tag at Combo Breaker, and I saw a line for it. I didn't get in the line, but I did see the graphics, I saw the sprites, I saw New 13 as like a playable character. I vividly remember that. I basically competed it as soon as the game dropped, but I didn't go to an offline event for like maybe like 3 or 4 months. I was still competing in mobile esports at the time. It kind of just started as like a for fun thing like in high school, because I saw other kids downloading like Clash of Clans. Because of some kids at like my cross country team in high school, I go on to compete professionally in Clash Royale. I had like a little mobile esports thing that helped like get to Combo Breaker in the first place, like using my winnings in mobile esports to fund my little trip over there. I had gotten knocked into losers. I was not feeling too great after the loss I had in winners. And going back to BB Tag, I was, trying to pick myself back up and make sure that I was still in good spirits.
Try to stay on the aggressive. Gonna be a whiff. That's a free whiff punish there for Razzo. Is that gonna be a kill? Dead Hilda. Jeez.
So Ying and Carmine was something that I had helped from a friend like put together during like COVID, of just like, this is a fun team that mashes through everything, and then once they get the hit, somehow, some way, they will get the hit. They just unblockable loop you. They just do an unblockable, and then it does like half your health, and then they could just do it again. It's super funny. It's super uninteractive. A lot of people hate it, but I think it's fun. I have a lot of fun with it, and I think they have to earn the hit. Sorry, not sorry. I have a friend that plays the same team that Gouda plays nowadays, Hilda Chie. Bipa's a good friend of mine. We have a lot of casuals that just a bunch of times we played each other. I know the matchup pretty well. I was like, let me take what I remember from this, let me take what I have from my games with Bipa, and just go ham. Gouda to me was an inspiration especially for younger me. I remember vividly, I was in high school. I would check like what websites are like blocking my school computer, like what I spend my free time on when I'm done with my work. YouTube would be unblocked. I'd be like, bet, okay, I'm gonna go try to find VODs of like JP BB tag. And it was like the funnest thing to just sit down and like frame by frame be like, why did they do this? Why did they do that? So it was very cool getting to meet like an idol in a sense, like one of my first like competitive idols, just in the sense of I liked how they played and I vividly remember like studying them. And that's one of the first times I ever like studied for a fighting game.
Crossfade won't be enough to kill. Gouda still has the rest available, goes for the GP. Razzo gets the punish. Going up 2-0.
Even though it's like kind of a sweep, I would say that this match is still like one of the strongest fighting game players that I know of at the time. Like it felt like such an honor like getting to play them in a game that I knew how to play. It's rare that you know the fighting game that they play and also are good enough to play them in a set and meet them in tournament. So that kind of all just happened at once, and I think for me that was pretty magical. And I would say I wish I could have that kind of chance more often. And it's honestly a motivator to continue being good at fighting games, is to have those kind of sets where I kind of meet these people that I look up to. I'm hoping like future fighting games do that.
Oh my God, punished! No way. JC, Razzo just playing it safe, getting so much of that life back now.
Yes, firecracker.
Oh my gosh!
To get outside the corner and stuff like that. However, let's see who's able to stay solid. Remember, this is the loser side of things. Hell, semifinals, Leffen versus Razzo. He's off to a great start.
2022, my run was going pretty good. I remember being tilted about whoever put me in losers. I actually don't even remember. I think it was Bean. In my head, I was like, oh, this was so winnable. Like, why did I lose this? I think I had just finished a BB tag as well, and I had gotten maybe second or third or something. I was like, all right, that's like fine. But I was in my head, I'm salty. And I immediately just walk off to play casuals. Who am I playing casuals with? I find Nubenheimer at a setup, just chilling. I'm like, run the first of 20. We ran a lot of casuals, and then it kept me warmed up just enough for the top 8 and everything. I don't know, I had a fire in my eyes to just like, dude, I need to just win something already.
And instead, we're just gonna go curse here. Just gonna look for the chip, and the 5D says, listen, if 10A get hit by it, maybe I can try it out here, you know?
To me, Leffen is just somebody that I've heard of at the time. I would say that I respected Leffen and like in his accomplishments and Melee and stuff. I didn't really know too much about him. I hadn't really like played him in anything. I barely saw him in Strive, but I just saw that he played Happy Chaos. All I do in Strive is play Happy Chaos against Happy Chaos. Let's get this over with. I remember Leffen being very heavy with using the clone in like offense to like bait characters into like using the reversals or like a DP or just whatever. He was very sneaky. Just like don't fall for that. That was like what I told myself. Just get to him. He does not want you there, just get to him. At the time, Leffen obviously was like not as experienced at Strive as I was. This is someone that's like playing your game, right? Like this person plays Melee mostly, they're playing your game. I wanted to hit that on the head as much as I could. You don't play this game as much as I do. I'm going to make you actually like show that you can beat me by playing better, like just in all assets. Like I need to do that to win.
2D again. She's in. It's about to be the win of the Runner Take Round Pound.
Oh my God, he's alive.
There's no Oki though.
Oh, it's 5P!
I don't know if other fighting games have this as much, but because MK has chip damage on normals, it was very common for if you had a major lead and they were at a pixel to just mash down one, mash standing one. For me, who played MK, Leo was a really nice character for that because of his jabs being pretty good, especially his standing jab. His jab doesn't like chip kill in this game, but it's very active and it's very good for closing out rounds. It's very good for finding the hit. After I saw that my like air dash whiffed, I was like, okay, let's just do it like MK style. Like just find the jab. It's, again, a big moment for me on the stage. Just feeling in touch with the crowd, feeling comfortable being myself. Both of those really resonated with me really hard this event. And I had a cool cosplay on. I gotta give credit to my friends, again, for like lending me their cute clothes. I definitely have Void Ash to thank for being like so supportive of me and for getting me set up in that outfit and letting me borrow it and all that. Just a very supportive friend who I wish I hung out with more often nowadays. I'm probably gonna have to thank her whenever I see her again. I felt like especially making like the losers run of my life, as I usually do for some reason, was another like, I guess like spike for me, and I was just like, This is where I felt really good about competing. I know I still had that fire in me to continue competing, and I ultimately just really wanted to make the Arc World Tour.
To stop the dash in! Razzo shaking the hands out, shaking the hands out. More games to play.
Is it bring him on? Is it bring him on? She's right.
Yeah, I mean, like we were talking about there, there's only one platinum spot remaining, and there's very few events to actually earn points at remaining. So you gotta get them while the getting's good.
So in the past year or two, there was a little, I would say, hiatus I took from Strive. I had a huge push and like huge motivation to make the Arc World Tour for 2022. But once that didn't really work out too well, I was starting to lose motivation. FlyQuest kind of stepped in. We started talking about like, what are my ambitions with just competing in general? And when I said like, you know, I really want to make it back onto the Arc World Tour because I haven't made it back on there since like, I think 2021. They saw that, they resonated with it. They told me like, let's try to get you there. And so they've sent me out to a ton of events for this circuit. And this was basically for me, like one of the most important stops. If I win this, I basically make it to the finals as far as like enough points to make it on the leaderboard. 4 people would have to pass me. I could see them passing the last place person, but I don't think all 4 can just pass me in terms, like mathematically, I don't think that works.
You are plus off of that, or safe, I should say. And Razzo is gonna close it out with a 3-0.
Usually in a tournament, winners finals is like the most stressful set in the whole tournament to me. I would say I coasted along pretty well. I very rarely felt like challenged, mostly just because I felt like really practiced. I had gotten a lot of international experience from previous tournaments. I fought basically just like everyone that I could have at this point. It's pretty hard to match that experience unless you just have enough games played as well. Basically, you need a lot of stats to beat me.
Here we go. Pile bunker loops. Oh my god, your health bar. Super Mappa hunch. Still alive, but at what cost?
Slayer at times, he's kind of like the immovable object. Very slow, but he has his little dashes and he has, you know, big hits, but he has to kind of maneuver himself in a sort of way to land those hits. Slayer has a really good 5K, and also for a player like Dany, he's super aggressive. He needs to get going, and you need someone to put like a stop sign on that. You need something to tell him like, no, you can't do that right now. I feel like that was necessary if I'm gonna play Slayer into him.
She knows she doesn't need to overextend, just has to find the right hit. Tries to go for bump ahead, and that's it! Sent through the wall! Not enough, are you kidding me?
Somehow able to live. Burst buys room. Heavy fireball. One more opportunity. Tries to steal the turn, but 2P.
Getting into Grins was already like the big like prize for me of just like, wow, like I am probably qualified. I don't know exactly because points is like fluctuating all the time, but this is huge for me. Like this is like the biggest win I've gotten as far as like what I've wanted in my own career for a long time now. With like the help from my team, especially, I finally made it. I would say more than anyone else, my main rivalry has been myself. I feel like this is finally where I kind of put my foot down and just, you know, let myself know like, hey, like I'm good. I'm good at this thing. Like I play fighting games. Like I'm good at these. And the past 2 years, I would say I had a lot of, you know, like doubts about that. And it's mostly from inconsistent results or like getting like losers finals, but not really like closing it out or something like that. Like these previous like matches in the that we've talked about are like good examples of just like really good runs, but I don't exactly close it out every time. And I feel like this is the tournament where it's like, I need this win, and I got it.
Wanted to throw, burst for momentum, stuck in the corner now, jump away, sets up another turn for Razzo and a 6P for the anti-air and the finish. Oh, the points are secured. Razzo is your champion for Astral Finish 2024.